He asked if he could stay home and waited to be punished. My son stood in the doorway of my room, fully dressed for school, just waiting. His shoulders were tense like he was bracing for something bad. I asked him what was wrong and he said, "Can I stay home today? I feel really sad. I don't know why. I just don't want to go." At first, my instincts kicked in, the way I was raised, to say something like, "Life doesn't stop just because you're in a mood." But something about the way he said it made me stop. It wasn't the whiny tone of a kid trying to fake sick. It sounded like a kid fighting back tears from something much deeper. I told him to go sit down while I got ready. Then I walked into the bathroom, locked the door, and just stood there trying to breathe because it hit me too hard. Not the sadness itself, kids feel sad, but the asking. When I was a kid, we weren't allowed to name sadness. We buried it deep where no one could see it, and you sure as hell never expected kindness afterward. You sucked it up and kept going. So I took a breath, unlocked the door, came out, and said, "All right, you're staying home. You're not in trouble. I'm not mad." He kept looking at me, waiting for the but. There wasn't one. We spent the day doing nothing special, nothing Instagram-worthy. I didn't interrogate him about why he was sad. I didn't try to fix it. I just let him be. We made lunch, watched something stupid, and sat on the couch like the world wasn't pressing down on either of us for a few hours. At one point, he looked over and asked, "Do you ever feel sad for no reason?" I nodded, more times than I can count. He didn't say anything after that, just leaned against me and closed his eyes. That night, while he brushed his teeth, he caught my eye in the mirror and said, "I thought you'd be mad. Last time I cried, you told me to act my age." I didn't even remember saying that, but he did. After he went to bed, I stayed up cleaning the living room. I found his backpack tucked under the blanket he'd curled up in earlier. I pulled it out to grab his lunchbox, and there, tucked between two math worksheets, was a folded sheet of paper. Not a school assignment. It was a note, written in pencil, erased, and rewritten so many times the paper was thin. It said, "I don't want to feel this way anymore, but if I tell someone, they'll make me feel worse for not wanting to be." I sat on the floor holding that piece of paper for a long time. That's when I realized just how wrong it was. The way I was raised to believe feelings were weaknesses to punish, not signals to listen to. That's when I promised myself he would never have to apologize for feeling sad in this house again.